Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about the first step in the Dave Ramsey system, which is to have $1,000 saved up for an emergency fund. So this is $1,000 in a US currency. Since I do not live in America, I will be roughly configuring it to the amount appropriate for me in the currency that is appropriate to me, which would be Hong Kong dollars. So I'm gonna round it up to around $8,000. So you may be wondering, what is an emergency fund and why do I need it? So basically what an emergency fund is, as Dave Ramsey likes to call it, is the rainy day money that you have for when something inexplicably goes wrong while you are on your journey to become debt-free and financial freedom. So what would be included in an emergency, and I can lay out an example that happened to me recently, was that my phone that I've had for about a year and a half just suddenly stopped working out of the blue. So in a crisis moment, you would think, you would panic, like, oh my god, where am I going to come up with this money? So having that emergency fund, you can either get your phone a new phone to replace it or get it fixed. So it is important to have a emergency fund because it just helps you along the way when you're becoming debt free, that you don't lose momentum and you don't lose focus on the bigger picture, which is you want to get out of debt and the continued progress of building your financial growth. So most people, when something happens like this, they just stop and they lose focus and they get disheartened and they think like, oh my god, I can't do it. So having this as the first step just helps the stepping stones for you to get more successful along the way in the journey. In the video that I saw, Dave Ramsey said that it might take like a month for you to save up that money. It might not be plausible for everybody, just depends on how comfortable you feel with it. I will be making a follow-up video to this video probably in the next month, so in September, to relay how I did and if I could save up $1,000 in a month. Some things that you might be confused with are what would be considered an emergency. So if you have like an upcoming party or like Christmas is coming up and you don't have money to buy presents for someone and you want to take the money out of your emergency, like that is not an emergency. You see some clothes on sale, or you see like shoes on sale or something like that, and you think like, oh my god, this is emergency because I have nothing to wear. That is not an emergency. That is not what you use your emergency money for. So for me, like having my phone break down, that would be considered an emergency because I use my phone to stay in contact with any possible job opportunities for me upcoming. That is how I keep track with my social medias and like working on my YouTube channel and basically staying connected with people when they try to contact me. So if I don't have a phone, I don't know how they would do that. So that is considered an emergency. And like I said, buying new clothes, not having money for presents or things of that nature are not considered an emergency. Dave Ramsey also says that if you earn $20,000 or less in a year, that $500 should be enough. So again, these are all in US currency. I will probably have the correct currency for, at least if you're living in Hong Kong, written somewhere here or here. We'll see. So how would you create a way to have this $1,000 emergency money as soon as possible? So during this time, it's sort of like crunch time. So when you create, obviously the first and most important step that I cannot stress enough is to have a concrete written budget, physically on pen and paper, knowing how much you're spending, how much you're earning, and how much like input and output. Definitely the first step that I would say that is important is to create a budget. So at the top of the budget, list out how much you are earning in a month, and then list out everything that is a necessity. So at this time, if you want to save up this money as quickly as possible, you might have to sell some things, you might have to take an extra job, you might have to cut back on some things, so like eating out. This is sort of like a survival budget and your bare necessities. So this would include things like transportation or gas money if you take if you have your own car, utilities, rents, your internet bill, and your groceries bill. Everything else, shopping on sales, is not included in this budget. Eating out is not included. going out to the movie theater like every single weekend. That is not an emergency. In order to save this money as quickly as possible, you will have to do some sacrificing. And it's just with anything in life. If you want to save up and if you want to get out of debt, you want to have a lot of money saved up for your retirement, whatever your goal is, concentrate on that goal and work around that goal, and realize that in order to be successful in that, you have to give some sort of sacrifice, whether that be eating out or socializing with friends as often, like every single weekend. I want to give a counter suggestion to that, like maybe have like a picnic together or eat together at your home or something like that. Just find creative ways to work around it, or just tell your friends straight up like, hey guys, I can't like go out with you guys as much as I did before because I'm concentrating on my budget or my financial goals. Because in the long run, when you think about it, when you look back in all your achievements and all the years to come, and you realize that you're basically at ground zero because you have nothing saved up, it's much more important to have money saved up so that it helps you in the future in terms of bigger crisis moments. Like you might get laid off and you might not get a job, you know, you might need like money for hospital treatment, something can happen. The point of having money saved up, and in terms of just an emergency to fund to start out, is it teaches you discipline to help you further create progress in the other steps to come, which we will talk about in another video. So I hope that this video has been helpful, and I will check back with you guys next month and how well I did with my financial budget. And I will be keeping a thorough list of my budget, and I probably might include some pictures up on my Instagram, which I will link down below, so you can check my progress throughout the month and see how I'm doing, and you can let me know how you guys are doing. So I will see you guys in the next video, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.